And the killer whale population has grown over the past few years. So now, why are the feds saying the whales are an endangered species? Worried about the whales? We'll report, you decide. Bottom of the hour headlines just minutes away. A new plan to save the whales by keeping people farther away. The orcas off Washington State's coast are an endangered species. Now, environmentalists want to protect them by keeping whale watchers half a mile away. Boat owners say that would kill their business for no reason.
It hasn't been proven that there is a huge impact from the whale watching on the whales and their environment.
These orcas have been here for 10,000 years, you know, and in just 30 or 40 or 50 years, we've done our best to wipe them out. And I think that in a short amount of time, we can start bringing them back.
Well, there the two sides are. Just minutes from now, our own Dan Springer will report, so you can decide.
You're watching The Fox Report with Shepard Smith, and we are Fox News Channel.
And the mighty orca is on the endangered species list. It's there because of human behavior, but we're not talking about hunting or ocean dumping. Oh, no. Let's just say, well, you're a little more relaxed and may not be happy about it. More news coming up. Save the whales by keeping away from them. That's one of the suggestions to protect the endangered orcas. But would the restrictions be too tough on people? Here's Dan Springer.
The oohs and ahs of whale-watching tourists off the Washington State coast could soon become extinct as the government looks for ways to save its newest endangered species, the Puget Sound orca. Researchers say boats stress the killer whales out.
There are two effects we're worried about. One is that they're expending more energy than they normally would, and the other is they may be acquiring less energy because it's harder to find food and the presence of noise.
Each year, 250,000 people go whale watching, hoping to get a glimpse of killer whales. The industry is already operating under strict self-imposed guidelines that keep their boats a football field away from the mammals. But some environmentalists are calling for a half-mile buffer, which would all but kill the multi-million-dollar industry.
It hasn't been proven that there is a huge impact from the whale watching on the whales and their environments.
The local killer whale population did decrease during the 1990s, hitting a low of 79 in 2001. Since then, the numbers have inched up. Changing the orca's designation from threatened to endangered gives conservation groups a lot more clout in court and opens the door for lawsuits against tour operators, Navy training programs, and nearshore development.
And the rest of the country may think that every day we look out our window and we see orcas, and that's not the case. But every day we look out, we know the orcas are out there. And that means a lot to us.
It's a case where the environmental policy is being set not by the White House, but by those in a treehouse. They want to stop all the development in the Puget Sound area. This is just another poster species to do that.
Environmentalists say these new protections give the orcas a real chance to thrive. But critics warn the biggest impact will be on another species, us. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
And on this day in 1963, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy was assassinated while touring downtown Dallas in a Lincoln convertible. As the president's car passed the Texas School Book Depository building, 3 shots rang out, mortally wounding the president and seriously wounding the Texas governor, John Connally. 2 hours later, aboard Air Force One, Lyndon Johnson was sworn in as the nation's 36th president. Jacqueline Kennedy, her clothes still stained with her husband's blood, stood witness. Dark day, 42 years ago today.